Today, my friend and I finally finished filming for our Cars fan film, Cars Christmas Chaos, and to celebrate, I'd like to give you guys an exclusive clip of it right here at the beginning of the review. The full movie is coming out Saturday. It's easily the most fun I think I've ever had filming a video, so enjoy. Lightning, Mater, I can't believe what you two have done here today.
Wow, you got here really fast.
Yeah, I got a lot of contacts. Now, for your actions, you two are under arrest. And also, Santa Claus is very, very, very real.
Well, I'm glad that you agree with me, Sheriff.
Yep, come on you two, off to prison.
Dadgummit, but I don't want to go to prison.
What if I give you a lollipop?
Ah, sure thing, Sheriff.
Come on, let's go. Over the years, I've reviewed a lot of cars for 25 Days of Suggestions. 2024 is the 8th year we've celebrated Christmas here on the channel. I started the channel back in 2017, so this is now the 8th 25 days, which is crazy. 2017 was 7 years ago. We're now technically in like the 8th year of the channel. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. And since it's been 8 years, that means that by the end of this year's 25 Days of Suggestions, I will have reviewed a total of 200 cars for 25 days. And of those cars, only 3 of them ever have been Disney Store items. It's not often I get requested Disney Store items to review for 25 days, and I think it's always a treat when I do, just because it's kind of an uncommon occurrence. The first time ever, according to my YouTube studio here, was when I did Junior Moon back in 2018, and then just last year, on December 3rd, I did Bobby Road Testa, and it was crazy to me. I think last year I remember realizing, like, wait a minute, I only ever reviewed Junior. He was the only Disney Store car I ever did for 25 days. Well, of course, last year I followed it up with Bobby, and now this year, looks like we're reviewing another one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 25 Days of Suggestions 2024. Today, it is day 19. Insane. We're getting so close to Christmas now, and we're going to be taking a look at the Disney Store version of Dex, suggested by Kiplash, who suggested the regular Dex, and then I said I didn't have him, so Kiplash requested that I instead review the Disney Store version, which I do have. I got this guy in the Heavy Metal Mater 3-pack that released a year or two ago. He came packed alongside Lightning and Mater, and I really wanted to get it because it was a new Disney Store Cars Toon item, which I thought was super cool. And I also don't have the regular 155 scale Dex, so I got to add a Dex to my Disney Store collection instead. And also at the time I didn't have Heavy Metal Mater, so you know, I got to add some fun new cars into my Disney Store collection that I didn't have from Mattel at the time. Still don't have Dex. Now I do have Heavy Metal Mater, though. And, you know, I think I honestly would have bought that pack no matter what, because it was just so cool to see Heavy Metal Mater items in, like, 2022 when that came out. We'll get back to Dex in just a minute, but we, of course, do have to open up today in the Advent calendar. It is day 19, which I distinctly remember being right over here. Yep, right over the warning labels and stuff. It's pretty obvious to tell what is behind today's door. Yesterday we got the Cozy Cone. There we go. See, look at how clean and smooth that... I jinxed it. Really hate these doors the last few years, guys. Okay, there we go. This is gonna be a pain to get out. Okay, great. This, of course, is the final platform that we need for the Fake Cars tree this year. Let's see. We'll just cut it and come back when I am through with getting this out. Okay, wait, guys, you know what? I actually have a genius idea. I know how to get it out. Ready? We're gonna plug in the Cozy Cone and pull. Ah! It worked! That actually worked! Oh man, I'm a genius. Wow. Wait, I can't believe that worked. Oh man. They really need to work on making it a bit easier to get these things out. So here we have it, our final piece of track with the Cozy Cone on it, which means we can now have all the levels of our Cars tree. There we have it, and if you want, of course, you could throw on some of the accessories, which go on these little hook parts on the sides, and kind of act as your ornaments. Just like last year, I think this is a really great concept, but in execution, it just doesn't look like a tree. It's as simple as that. This is facing the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know. I do prefer it to last year's, but I don't know. Oh, great. I wish they just did something to make the whole thing work a little better. I'm not sure what you could do. It is a very out there concept, and I appreciate them for going for it. This is now the second year they've done it. I think I like this glittery, translucent green better, but honestly, I'm really excited to move on to whatever they do next with the Mini Racer trees next year. Hopefully, you know, they do something new. They seem to do these in 2-year cycles. We had one style of calendar in 2021 and 2022 with the little Radiator Springs buildings. Then we had this in 23 and 24. Hopefully they do something new next year. But for now, looks pretty good, and I think I do prefer it to last year's. Anyway, moving on to Dex here. He is, of course, just a straight repaint of Tex. That's it. He is an exact repaint of Tex. The Mattel release was at least nice enough to change his expression. Unfortunately, the Disney Store didn't. Also, unfortunately, it looks like my Tex is missing his mirror. How did that happen? All right, and that one's hanging off. Great. Dex, of course, is a character from Heavy Metal Mater who works as a producer for Dynaco Records. And in the short, he is just Tex but red, and is just kind of a parody of the character, kind of of course, Mater's Tall Tale equivalent of that. We see throughout many of the Mater's Tall Tales, Mater envisioned his own versions of characters that McQueen has met on his journey. We've got the horns here at the front, which are honestly really big, like much bigger than most Tex merchandise I've seen. They're much longer, which is kind of strange. I don't know if it's a quirk of Dex or no, it's just a feature of the Disney Store Tex, because of course it is. Really do like the nice flat red color scheme. Now, for some reason, despite the Disney Store only doing pullback cars since 2018, this Heavy Metal Mater 3-pack wasn't pullback. This is not a pullback item. It's just your standard old hollow metal Disney Store car. Nothing going on in there. You can literally see me push and move the base, because Disney Store cars are put together that cheaply. I don't know why they did this, but that makes me believe that he is just an exact re-release of the 2016 Dex, the original Disney Store Dex from back then, who was a chase. So yeah, they brought him back for this 3-pack. Didn't even put the pullback motor in him. I do really like the mouth here. I feel like there's not really any Tex merchandise that depicts his mouth in this way. It's literally like, it's multi-layered. That's one of the advantages the Disney Store has, which they never really took advantage of, you know, using that larger scale to add details that you probably couldn't in the Mattel line. Something that's also really funny is that, you know, it kind of comes to a triangular point here, and they did that with his teeth too. So Dex's teeth are just like the shape of an arrow. That's really, really strange. Just how they figured out how to design that for the toy. That's so funny. Obviously in universe he wouldn't look like that, but just, that's so weird. Another weird choice of this item is the copper roof. I double checked, I looked on the Mattel diecast, I looked in the short, and Dex actually does have a completely white roof in the original short, in his original appearance, just like Tex. And you can see these two literally have the exact same patterning. Actually, it looks like it's slightly different here on the side, which I guess is nice. But up top, exact same pattern. It's just the sides that are slightly different, or the backs. Backs are also just slightly, ever so slightly different. So I don't really know why they chose to give him this copper roof for the Disney Store release, but I'm not going to lie, I actually kind of like it. It makes no sense because it's supposed to be cow skin, and last time I checked, cows aren't copper, but it does work with Dex being kind of money hungry in the short, and it does make him look a bit more unique and different from Tex. So while this isn't an accurate change, it's one that I actually do kind of like and maybe kind of prefer over the original. I'm not 100% on that. He does have the Dynaco license plate, a reuse from Tex. It's a shame they couldn't have thought of something funnier, maybe something money related. Dex genuinely has one of my favorite lines in the entire Cars series. It might be my all-time favorite Cars quote when he hears Mater recording in the studio and he goes, "That sounds like angels printing money." That is genuinely probably my favorite quote in the entire Cars franchise, and it's all thanks to this guy right here. Thanks, Dex. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you once again to Kiplash for the suggestion. Disney Store Dex, everyone. A round of applause. Like all Disney Store cars, he isn't put together that well, but he does look enough like the character for it to work. There are some weird choices here with how he was released but wasn't made a pullback, how they changed his roof color, and how they didn't even change his expression from Tex, but it works. It looks like Dex. And you know, with a Disney Store car, items that often have weird misprints and fall apart quite easily, having a car that just looks enough like the character, that's good enough for me sometimes. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.